Oh, perhaps a touch of velvet. It depends on the person. And
I would.
Never want
This
to
armor
lose
was
us.
pricey.
I'd
Tried to climb up
recommend...
one, you madman. It was. With good armor, it's
How
hard
else was
to
I
find.
supposed to see their optics?
Maybe I could wear it to dinner with your folks.
You're
feel
not
her
wearing
fingers
armor. Dinner with my parents.
Stop! Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Now you've just sampled some of Baldur's Gate's finest incense. Delicious, no? There's no accounting for taste. You may find my selection somewhat misaligned with your particular preferences. Everything alchemical from potions to poisons. Just do make sure you read the label before quaffing. Hmm? Be sure to...
All right, time to skulk about. Light on my feet. That's a friendly-looking shadow. Free for the taking. I'll give it a shot. Time to press ahead.
Believe you tried to climb up one, you madman.
What does it feel like? How else was I supposed to see their
Was a
optics?
bargain.
It was. With good armor, it's hard to find. Folks.
You're not wearing armor.
Watch your back. Simple.
dull moment. Open up. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Where's the dinner with your folks?
Wearing armor to meet my mother and father.
You are not Jahira. I was hoping to greet the High Harper beneath Seluna's tears.
You have the lad a little nervous. You're the one toppled Ketherick out in the Shadowlands, no?
Geraldus isn't nervous. He's terrified. And he's using Seluna's tears as some kind of code.
Stare at me. Study me. This Harper's face bores me. Perhaps I'll steal yours next.
Doppelgangers! They're doppelgangers!
Geraldus, you spoiled Orin's surprise. We'll deliver you alive for that. But not you.
They're bloody doppelgangers!
On I go.
Morse cutter. More of Orin's doppelgangers. How many has she brought to Baal's side?
Imagine seeing watch Paul for the first time. My heart flutters at the thought. Not like one of them in a fight. They crush everyone.
Thank you. I'm alive. That's more than the others can say. You're the one High Harper Jaheira sent. Oh, thank the gods. You're the first friendly face I've seen in days. Old Danthelon included. The others, they're all dead. Or scattered. Jaheira sent word of the victory over Ketheric. Set us hunting after the cultists in the city, but they were the ones hunting us. Things were quiet. Until we started to ask about the Rashomar.
Rashomar, a native of Rashomon, the far eastern land known for its wild inhabitants and the witches who rule them.
The High Harper didn't tell you. Perhaps it's not my place. Just tell her this. I can't continue the hunt. Whatever the cult has done with the Rashomar, they do not want him found.
Should mind my step.
Whether you're getting hammered or getting nailed, we've got the tool for the job.
No traps, please.
One of them in a fight. A real fight where they crush everyone.
You are not wearing armor to meet my mother and father.
Bet that'll fit in my pack.
Remember?
This armor is such a bargain. Dinner with my parents, remember? This armor was such a bargain. We can't return it. Got it.
You told me the armor was a bargain.
Sorry, chum, can't let you through. Worms Rock's closed for the day. Well, B, you don't look the posh sort. Last door on the right. Go on. Make merry. Lower the gates! Special permission!
Halt! We do not know how you gained entry, but your trespass shall not be punished. Lord Gortash has been expecting you.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Enver Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorn. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city. It already is. Granted, there are a few formalities to complete, but, well, why don't you come and see? Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
Invitation from
Is
Gortash.
expecting you.
We shouldn't have any more trouble from the
Please make
guards.
your way to the audience chamber.
Tell them what happened, and we'll be home in no time.
I spoke to a witness who says you entered the house before
Lord
the fire
Gortash
started.
is expecting you.
and we're still here.
Please make your way.
It's a waiting that's hard. If we could just talk to one of the fists, it would be as clear as day that we're not criminals.
I almost believed you this time.
Here goes nothing.
Are they going to arrest us? Throw us in jail.
No time to talk. I have clients to brief, and they're as sharp as spoons.
Oh, I can't really glaze that GateT3.
Now they
He
call
wasn't even hurt.
watch.
That's why nothing's gonna happen to us. We'll tell them what happened, and we'll be home in no time.
Wanted, Iron Hand Gnomes.
We've been seeing that for ages, and we're still here. What are they waiting for?
The house was on fire. We were rescuing.
I
I
don't
spoke to a
know,
witness
dear.
who says you entered the house
don't know.
before the fire started.
All we can do is be patient.
What my friend means to say is that the witness must have been mistaken. Probably a drunk.
Better. I almost believed you this
To the Flaming Fist, a bonus of 10 silver on successful recruitment of friends or acquaintances to our ranks.
Oh, I can't really glaze that GateT3. He wasn't even hurt.
Now they call for the steel watch.
That's why nothing's gonna happen to us. We'll tell them what happened.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Home in no time.
The Flaming Fist don't stand for trouble. So stay out of it, yeah?
What are they waiting for?
Fire. We were rescuing people.
I spoke to a witness who said
This is the armory, not a bloody open house. Fists only. Now clear off. Trade? Do I look like a shopkeeper? This equipment isn't for sale. It belongs to the Flaming Fist. A trading license? Right. Right. Yes. I could provide you with one of those for the official fee. Much appreciated. Take a look around.
Pleasure doing business with you. Now bugger off. Could have hired 24 more fists for the cost of that thing.
What my friend means to say is that the witness must have been mistaken. Probably a drug.
Better. I almost believed you this time.
Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
The brain appears to be resisting its masters. It's acting of its own will.
If it isn't little Will's chums. I hope he hasn't been too much trouble. Heard about his father. The Dead Three's puppet. A travesty, really. He's upstairs in Worm's Rock, ordaining Gortash as Archduke. A splendid shindig, I hear. Perfect for crashing. Go on up. We'll talk after. And bring the pup along, if you can. I'd hate for him to miss the fun.
Master Porter, I've taken the liberty of... Oh, you're not the master. Just as well.
Should mind my step. How much farther can I go?
Or for us. I'm not sure I believe her.
Lord
Really
Gortash is expecting you.
Meaning?
Please make your way
that
to
in
the
game
audience
of
chamber.
generals and dukes, we're not even pawns, just dust on the board. What happens next is out of our hands.
Sorry, these dukes are working me to the bone.
Bruff's babbling, no time to talk.
Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
Raven guards,
Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
Flaming Fist Barracks. Authorized personnel only.
What? Oh, what are you doing in here?
You notice the gnome slip a lockpick into his pocket.
You're not a fist. Go on, get out, or I'll wake the others.
I'm no thief. I was going to pay it back. Eventually. I needed the gold.
I'm getting out of here. Taking a ferry down the coast to get me home. Those bloody crooks at the docks are charging triple, though. Danger money. It's a joke. No! I mean, I quit. Nothing wrong with quitting a job. My wife said we have to stand and fight, and I can't. I won't. I'm not made for this. all right, all right. It's all hidden up on the roof. I just wanted to be safe. I'm not a coward. I'm not.
Better be cautious. How delicious. Let's keep to the shadows. That's kind of bad. Almost too easy. Delightful. Let's hope for gold. Thank you. They won't see me coming.
A criminal, of course.
What? Every chick.
It's more than that.
Still alive.
So that's progress.
Best be on my way.
Don't like it.
Lord Gortash is expecting you.
If I were you, I'd...
Hi. It's me, Yenna. You remember me, right? You were really nice to me before, and, my mum hasn't come back yet. She might come later. I don't think she's coming. Could we maybe stay here?
What harm? She's little, won't take up much space, or make much of a dent in our provisions.
Yes! We've got a fire and everything. I can cook really good. Whatever you want. Thank you, thank you.
Good time for a chat.
So Bal's chosen is a doppelganger. I should not be surprised. They have ever been among his favorite servants. Orin is testing you. Either she thinks herself a predator, playing with her food, or she fears what you might do. Good. This all begins to ring a little too familiar for my liking. The last time I fought doppelgangers, the Balspawn Sarevok was using them to subvert the city government, aid his rise to power. But Orin, he's more predator than politician, I think. She simply wants to make us feel hunted, isolated. Tell the Lordling that Orin is watching. Seems that Gortash and Orin have had a little falling out. We should leverage that. Orin knows the hunt. In one stroke, she places the Harpers beyond our reach, separates us from our pack. Until we know who the false facers are, we cannot trust anyone beyond ourselves. And I was so busy telling you not to take her bait that I scarcely felt the hook in my own mouth. I have not been overly generous with the truth. I came here to learn of the Chosen, true enough. But I set my Harper searching for someone else, too. Tell me, what do you know of a man named Minsk of Rashomon?
The name is as familiar as Jaheira's own. A hero of the time of troubles, who saved the city more than once.
But few know of his fate, I think. I had hoped to keep it that way. Minsk is an old friend. Perhaps my oldest. We fought at one another's backs, times beyond counting. And the last time I saw him, I left him to die. Before we ever heard of this Absolute, we received word of a gathering in the Undercity. What we found was the first dark seed of this plot. A circle of cultists with mind flayers in their midst. We might have ended it there, cut off at the root, but before I could send for help, Minsk charged in alone. It was chaos. He was overrun, dragged down beneath a mass of tentacles. I had a choice. Stay and let word of this cult die with us, or leave him and live to fight another day. And would again. The world takes much from those who presume to defend it. But sometimes, you get to take it back. Infection, indoctrination, eradication. That has been the fate of everyone the cult has captured so far. But it has not been yours. With your help, perhaps it need not be Minsk's either. As simply as that? For no other reason than that I asked? Perhaps you two will get along. Oh, the point is moot without a means to find him. Without the Harpers, we shall have to find another path. I'll have a better idea of what that is once we're through the gates. Seems I need to reacquaint myself with this damned city. Yes? There might be, but it's not a path I tread until we must. Let it wait until the city proper. Perhaps I'll have had a better idea by then. Ask it. More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think, saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I. Do not be moved to pity. It is a predator pinned in a trap. And if it wriggles free, you'll find it still has teeth.
So much for the cavalry riding to our rescue. This is what we get for putting our faith in a network of spies, I suppose. Before anything else, I need to know where it's happening. To the public, Cazador is an ordinary noble. A little reclusive, perhaps, but just another of the great and the good of Baldur's Gate. He has a grand palace on the hills of the gate, where he hosts the city's high society. I don't know if he performed the ritual there. It feels too public. He'd risk exposure. I know. Subtle, isn't it? I hope so. Because I'm not striking another deal with Raphael. Who knows what he'd demand this time. But if the citizens of Baldur's Gate don't know anything, my brothers and sisters might. Cazador is a master of secrets. But the other spawn must have seen something.
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome. I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help. Our thoughts are as one, my friend. You must face the chosen of Bane and Baal. I will do my part to see them laid low.
Keeping very well, I hope? Look after my angel, of course. She's been through more than I can bear to think about. 100 years in the Shadowfell. 100 years being murdered by Sharans over and over. It fills me with a rage I can hardly contain. She's a formidable woman, my Aelin. But no one could escape such horrors unscathed. She's in my hands now. And I intend to help her through whatever's to come. We'll both of us stand by you when the time comes to put down the horror that threatens this city. We are your allies, for life.
We can't rely on the Harpers. Not when Orin has them infested with shapeshifters. We're on our own. Though, I suppose we're used to it by now. Then that's where we need to go. My parents are in there somewhere. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Of course.
When I first met you, saving yourself from ceremorphosis was your greatest wish. And yet now, you've stepped closer to embracing it. I trust your leadership and respect your decisions, but I truly hope this is not something we come to regret. I have. He speaks to me during my nightly meditations. He is well, and Oliver also. At times they are one, and at others they divide. Easier for playing, perhaps. And the land thrives also. I doubt you would recognize it. Perhaps one day, you and I can both return and see it for ourselves. What would you like to know? I am? Trust me, it's been said. You show more restraint than most in avoiding the subject until now. Who's to say? Perhaps there's a half-orc buried somewhere in my ancestry. Or perhaps not. Sometimes I think conventional wisdom is too narrow about what someone can or cannot be. Stranger things have most certainly happened. I had a friend when I was young, long ago. He played with me in the forests where I grew up. But eventually, I realized no one else had heard of him. It was Daniel, of course. Nature was my very first friend. I get older, but he hasn't changed a day. I knew then that I had to be more than a companion to him. I had to be a protector. You're not a doppelganger, are you? Trying to study me to learn all my secrets so you can take my place? Save for me, my line perished a long time ago. They rest in high forest now, near the shade of the grandfather tree. The grove became my family, with Sylvanus as my teacher. And now I have you. It was a long time ago. The wounds don't heal, but they become more bearable. Anytime.
Men, women, children, all barred from entry. A damn travesty. A decade ago, Baldur's Gate would have welcomed any and everyone seeking refuge. Who would take in these souls, if not the Jewel of Baldurin? As long as Gortash is in charge, they'll be left shivering at the gates. All part of the plan, of course. Step 1. Create an army and order it to march on the city. Step 2. Shut the gates in the name of security. Step 3. Bask in the applause. Gortash hasn't made Baldur's Gate safe. He's made it a prison. And when his army breaks through, the people will have nowhere to run. To make this city a safe haven, we'll need to bathe Gortash and his allies in their own blood. I met her twice. The first time, I was a boy of 7 or 8, at a banquet in the Flaming Fist's honor. One look and I was smitten. Chestnut hair that flowed behind her like willow fronds, as she floated from one room to the next as if carried by clouds. The second time, Stelmane was different. Even with the aid of a cane, each step she took was a struggle. Every word she spoke took great physical effort. A stroke victim? I asked Father later. No, he said. A stroke survivor. I couldn't say. But think about this. My father was tadpoled. Stelmane is dead. The people are frightened and the council's in disarray. To exert control, you must first sow chaos. A tyrant's strategy, as Father would say. These murders aren't random acts. Someone powerful is guiding the killer's hand, and the city is made weaker for it. No, never. He did the only thing he could. In his eyes, I invited a devil into our midst. I was a fool at best, a traitor at worst, and Grand Duke Ravengard suffers neither. More than you know. The better question is, did he ever miss me? If he did, he missed the Will Ravengard he once knew. not the hell-touched warlock he returned to.
Ask what you will.
Better not be cursed.
Raise your eyes. Look upon she who conquers. Who am I? I am Vlaakith, undying queen of the noble Githyanki, god regent of the 6 arms of Tunarath! And you are abominations twice over. You carry geek parasites, and you harbor the heretic Prince Orpheus.
Glorious Vlaakith, I am unclean. I exhort you, grant me guidance.
Hear my words, Vinisk. We are Githyanki. We move mountains. We snuff out stars. We shake the plains. The heretic prince would shatter us in an instant. The great dominion shrunk to the head of a pin.
Can this be true? Is the Githyanki prince really a threat to his own people? Or simply a challenge to Vlaakith's rule?
Return to the astral prism. Slay Orpheus the Pretender. Serve me, and I will ascend you. You will be no mere warrior, nor Kithrak. You will be Barta Vlaakith, commander of dragons. My only, my chosen. Kneel before me. Make your promise.
Your parasites resonate. You feel Lae'zel's ecstasy as she moves to kneel before her queen.
Chmarzala Vlakith. Your grace is my honor. Orpheus will die by my hand, and I will take my rightful place at your side.
One promise. One drop in the astral sea. Do not fail me, for you would not survive the flood to follow.
It is done. My faith is acknowledged. My destiny set in slate. Vlakith's mercy is as rare as the disciple who earns it. My queen, my eternal regent. Through your eternal wisdom, I will be legend. I have seen my future in the shimmering visage of my queen, heard it in her thundering voice. Orpheus will fall, and I will have my just rewards. Vlakith Kork Shkatzai! Zai, Zai, Zai! O queen, you've heard my cries. Now, I heed your sacred mission. First, we find a way to free Orpheus from his astral chains. Then, we cleave him from brain to belly. Chamar Zala Vlakith! Vlakith's left hand and her right. Commander of all dragons, chosen of the Queen Regent. Not since Vlakith I has a Bart to Vlakith been anointed. Once Orpheus is slain, I will take my place in Castle Susurrus as Bart to Vlakith II. Every Githyanki and every red dragon shall know me by the name. What about him? Chuk. I'm embarrassed you'd fall for such an obvious trick. You probably believe the Illithid's twaddle about Vlakith usurping Gith's throne as well.
The astral prison contains not one, but two atrocities. They will use you and abuse you at every opportunity. There is one truth, Vlaakith's truth. Everything else is apostasy. As loathsome as it is, the Emperor slipped one fact into its slurry of lies. Orpheus can disrupt a gay hive mind, one talent of many that drove the Illithids to enthrall him. The Prince is a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Vlaakith was no fool. Why destroy a weapon like that when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself? A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of the Githyanki people's end has been ripped from the venerable queen. Better to kill Orpheus than to risk the enemy wielding his power, whether that enemy be Geich or the Dead Three. I know my mission. Nothing will turn me from it. Vlaakith has a plan, and she knows what part I must play. And she cannot reward me if I hand the Empire to the Illithid thrall called Orpheus. Protocol 301. Neither death nor undeath may be a hindrance to Vlaakith's blessing. Vlaakith will know my unfaltering faith. Neither death nor the Absolute will keep me from accomplishing my duty.
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. It's rebelling against Orin and Gortash, fiercely. I suspected that when we took Ketheric's stone, the brain would begin to break free. Those brain quakes confirm that my suspicion was correct. I do not know what happens now when it receives their orders, and I do not dare guess.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An elder brain enslaved is one thing. An elder brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. Come. You may as well sit a while, now that you are here. Your company isn't unwelcome. An accurate summary. I have found myself distracted of late. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else. Duke Stelmane, or Belin, as I knew her. I wasn't ready for her death. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed, though my relationship with Belin was different from my relationship with you. In a way, but not the way you're thinking of. In life, she was my business partner, back when we ran the Knights of the Shield. A difficult task for a mind flayer. Duke Stelmane trusted me, and the city trusted her. I conceived the plot, but took center stage. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. It was she who negotiated deals and signed off on agreements. Her rooms played host to the most important conversations in the city. Together, we brought order to chaos. At its height, everything that happened in that city went through the shield. Through us. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone. I appreciate your understanding. What I feel is deeper than superficial cures can reach, and not entirely unwelcome. Most people think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. I am glad you are not most people. Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus. And so do you.
You know Raphael holds the key to the prince's freedom, and you turned away. We cannot let it remain in the devil's possession. Back to Raphael, now! Return to Raphael. He holds the key that would unleash the traitor prince. We can't allow him to keep it. It also promises to break us beyond repair. This ossified parasite does not make us more, but less. Do you not feel the cold where once there was heat? The void where your soul once resided? I know. And I won't. You've no room.
So, Lae'zel remains loyal to her queen. She's consistent, I'll give her that. If you're sure, fine.
Inconceivable that we would seek. I chide you, but you have It is done. Eager for battle. One true way.
No one back home will ever believe this.
A curious ornate box. Its many sides are engraved with indecipherable glyphs. The box doesn't yield.
Those runes. This object must hold great power. It will not yield to our hands alone.
Looks like your toy has other ideas. I think you're stuck with it. What a day.
Let's get going.
Something's watchers. I'm telling you.
Please make
Swift
your way
as my
to the
feet can
audience
carry me.
chamber.
Except if you're a criminal, of course.
I'm not sure I believe her.
Lord Gortash is expecting. Lord Gortash is expecting.
Kidney for a tour of the Steelwatch Foundry.
She has the most fabulous scent.
How long do the effects last?
I'd recommend entry.
Oh, safe, my
Exactly.
love.
Pleasure
I'm
isn't
here.
just physical.
I won't let
It's a
anything
state of
happen to you.
mind. Doesn't make just game.
Do you think we've done something wrong?
Yeah. One chicken win.
Global destiny.
This calls for careful footwork.
Keep your distance, darling. Let's prowl. Moving. Like a wraith. It's a mile plus in here.
Taking my time in the shadows. Moving in.
Crackle at the edge of your consciousness. The Emperor has been silenced once more.
Here we are again. Have you reconsidered? Would you like to hear what I'm offering? The Orphic Hammer. An artifact capable of shattering the chains that hold Prince Orpheus is held securely in my House of Hope, even now. Such an eager little pup. Surely you realize there is an exchange to be made. You scratch my back, I scratch your parasite. I want the crown that dominates the Elder Brain. And you, Lae'zel of Kalir, want to free the Forgotten Prince, do you not?
I don't want to free him. I want to kill him.
Lae'zel of Kalir, do you think you can take a blade to the prince while the Illithid still binds him? Goodness no. If you wish Gith's long-suffering son dead, you need the hammer.
Handing that crown to this devil will be like feeding gunpowder to a lava worm. Agree to nothing.
Power. Ancient and full of wonder. I have craved it ever since the arch-wizard Karsus created it, long centuries ago, and brought doom to the Empire of Netheril. That was the great age of humanity, and Netheril's flying sky cities were the apex of civilization. I was there the day it all fell apart. Entire cities plummeted from the sky like angels with broken wings. The screams, oh, the screams. Hundreds of thousands of people watching in horror as the ground came up to meet them. It was not a happy meeting. And Karsus was responsible. Not driven by malice, but by ambition. He forged a crown imbued with all the powers of magic. A crown that would make any who wore it a god. Men cannot contain so much power. The crown destroyed its creator, and his empire fell with him. Karsus's folly, the bards and scholars call it. I call it hope. The hope of creating a better world, and the perils of unchecked hubris. I knew then that the folly of mortals could be the triumph of devils, and that I could use that crown to unite the Nine under one Archdevil Supreme, me. Oh, I'm sorry, you were serious? The crown has laid low all who attempt to harness its power. Archwizards, emperors, gods. It would tear you apart. The archdevil Mephistopheles snatched up the crown and squirreled it away in one of his vaults. He is not more than a frigid archivist. So much power and potential kept inert. He made a miracle into a museum piece. I raged. But only for a decade or so. Then I waited, ever watching for more than 1,000 years, for a mistake, a mishap, a misadventure. And these chosen, who have caused you so much trouble accidentally, did me a favor. They brought the crown back into play. Yes, it does. Especially when I see what a bloody mess they've made of their whole scheme. They must have raided Mephistopheles' vault. Impressive, I must admit. But they'll be dead soon. If you don't kill them, the Elder Brain will. It doesn't have feelings in the way you'd understand them. But it seems rather angry. It is inevitable. When you destroy the brain, and you will because you must, the crown will be yours for the taking. And when that moment comes, you give the crown to me. In exchange, I give you the hammer now.
A simple transaction, it seems, but it's more than that. He's offering you an alternative to the mind flayer in your head. Take Raphael's deal and you could free Orpheus. With Orpheus free, you would have no need to rely on the Emperor. But there's no guarantee that Orpheus would be on your side. And if you take the deal, you'll have to fulfill it. You'll have to deliver the crown of Carsus to the devil himself. He claims his ambition is to unite the Hells, but can he be trusted to stop there? Do you trust him more than you trust the Emperor?
Skvar. We should do as the devil asks. I cannot slay Orpheus if I cannot break him free.
Right here. You'll find everything is in order. The moment I have your signature, you will have the means to free Orpheus. The hammer. You guarantee the crown will be mine once the brain is defeated, and I swear that I will never use the crown to dominate a mortal. I will come to collect. If you refuse to give me the crown, I collect your souls instead. And then we all gather in the House of Hope. Me dressed in my finest silks, you skinless, hanging from a hook to watch as your world dies. Perfect. One more rhyme, for old time's sake. The master was slain within his own house. They dined on him both, the cat and the mouse. The hammer is yours. You will find yourself in Orpheus's presence before the end comes. When you do, shatter the chains that hold him. Be sure to keep the hammer safe. Until then, your survival depends on it. And I'll keep your contract safe in my House of Hope. I'll be seeing you, and when I do, we dine.
Wherever this House of Hope is, we need to go there immediately and destroy that contract. We must speak with Carilla. If anyone knows the way, it will be her.
So nibbling at a dragon. Gone.
Everyone is